In 2023, Miami brought in a recruit by the name of Rueben Bain Jr., an edge. That wasn't your normal edge. He was a superstar right out the gate for the Hurricanes. He had 7.5 sacks and 12 tackles for loss in his freshman year, earning him ACC Defensive Rookie of the Year honors. Wanting to build off of that, in 2024, Bain's season got cut short due to an injury, but bounced back in his junior year in 2025, accumulating 9.5 sacks and 15 tackles for loss. Bain earned Defensive Player of the Year for the ACC and a first team All American, and known as the best edge rusher in the nation. Now he's one of the top recruits going into the 2026 NFL draft. Let's do a player review. For Bain, I think the best place to start is in the stat sheet rather than the film. And I know stats don't really mean it all, but two really stick out for Bain. The first one is that he played 38 games throughout his college career, being a 3 year starter, shows off the experience that he has playing the edge role compared to a lot of other guys who may only get 1 or 2 years to start for their teams. The other one is that when the lights shine bright, Rueben Bain steps up to the challenge. In the college football playoffs this past year, Bain had 5 sacks and 7 tackles for losses over 4 games in the college football playoffs. Now, after watching the tape, I like Bain's frame. He looks very natural and comfortable in his own frame. He moves like he is someone that might be, 250, 260, but he looks 275 and 6'3". His build's very compact, which I like a lot, but he moves in such a fluid way. There's nothing stiff about it. It's not awkward. There's a lot of guys that you'll see in the draft that you'll say, all right, he has to grow into his own body. I just do not feel that for Rueben Bain Jr. Bain's also very proficient in the passing game. He's a guy that I see in so many clips where he can work inside and out. I see a multitude of, rips and swim moves. His hands, people say, are like knives, and I could definitely see that. And he has great bend around the edge. He makes it so tough for tackles to get hands on. And I think one of the weaknesses that people always say, like, he has shorter arms. But I watch so many clips and I just don't see the issue with his arms at all. I know it's going to be a worry. And when you get to the NFL level, you're playing against higher level tackles and even guards that they're stronger, bigger. They're, these genetic freaks. And that could affect Bain. But the way he plays and the moves that he has great setups. I don't really see it being a huge issue for Bain. And like I said, he gets low. He kind of avoids, the possibility of getting hands on. When tackles do get hands on him, it is an issue. It is something we have to worry about, right? But I don't really think that it's going to hurt Bain as much as people do. There's been guys that have, shorter arms that have made out great careers. And like I said, with his ability to play in the run game so well, and he looks just so like pro ready, I'm not really too worried about the short arm part of it. And with the moves that he makes, I don't really see it as that big of a weakness. Something I do see that is a weakness within the tape is that his explosiveness off the jump occasionally can be very slow. I don't want to say every time. He is a 3 down guy, and I don't know if it's just a tired thing and kind of takes a play off. I know it's not also that appealing to have a guy that takes plays off, but if you're playing every down, I can understand it from time to time. But I could see the little bit of laziness that comes out of him at times. And then another thing for me when it comes to the weakness part of his game, it's versatility. He played in a 4-3 defense in Miami, kind of playing, sort of the 5-tech sort of play, can get to the wide 9 a little bit. He's not your typical wide 9 player because, like I say, he's 275. So if he has to be put into a 3-4, is he strong enough or big enough to play on the inside? I think he could. Yet again, like I said, it's the NFL, so it's a little bit different when you latch up against a Pro Bowl guard. Is he going to be able to hold his ground and not get, stuffed in the run game or just eliminated out of the game to play like a 3-tech? Those are just something that kind of, roll through my mind because I think there are, issues to every player. There are things that you have to worry about and kind of cater towards a certain guy when you're drafting. So if you're in a 3-4 defense, it's almost like, where are you going to put him? Is he good enough or quick enough at 275 to play sort of that outside edge, linebacker spot in a 3-4, or you have to stick him on the inside and be sort of that 3 tech lined up over a guard. Can he manage and hold his own? But overall, I do think Rueben Bain is a really good player. I love him a lot. I see the just skill and like I said, he's just pro ready. He looks just so comfortable out there, and he makes plays. And I don't know where like I said, short arms come into play. Like, to me, the times I've seen it, it comes when he's finishing a play, but he's making the play. He'll blow up a run, and maybe not the one who tackles the guy because his arms are too short, but he's the one that made the play already. Someone else will come in and the play's blown up already. So to me, if you're going to be that kind of guy to blow up a play, I'm not really worried if your arm length is not long enough to complete the play. Obviously, you got to be able to finish some plays, which he does. But when it comes to the pass rushing or getting stifled in the run, I don't ever really see that from Bain. I just feel that he finds a way to make plays. So overall, my rating on Rueben Bain when it comes to this draft class, I give him a 9.2, early level first rounder. I like him a lot. I think he definitely is worthy in this draft of a top 5 pick. If team needs an edge, he just plays with a high motor. He's fiery. And it's a guy I really like. So let me know what you think. And until next time, I'll see you then.